And I will say this, I've always been someone that has been a builder, like a ground up. When I came up, built my wrestling career up from the ground up. The companies that I've gone to have been ground up situations. When I was at Evolve, it was mom and pop shop of a company. When I joined Impact in 2017, it was right after the buyout, and it was not the cool place to be. And I went because I believed in management there. Still do to this day, even though I'm not there anymore. I believe in the management over there. And I believe in building something up. And ISO is a platform I believe in. I believe it is the best of, as a content creator and a breaker. I say part-time because I do 2 streams a week. I believe in this platform is the best of eBay, the best of Loop and Whatnot. And I believe it brings together all of it under one hub. I believe that collaboration is the right thing. Rising tides raise all ships. If you're not collaborating, you are doing the wrong thing. So I love ISO as a platform. I really do. I love ISO as a platform. I think it's a great platform. I think as a content creator to be able to, the what I use to produce my stream and the ability to simulcast it elsewhere, to be able to reach and expand and to reach out as far as I can, I think it's great. I think it's great. I love this platform. So congratulations, John, on 20 sales on ISO. I think that's fantastic. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So what's been working for you, John? Let's share. Since we don't have anything full and we're waiting to fill, guys, grab spots. I got the serial number for the Prism up. John, what's worked for you? Can't go wrong with that. Cannot go wrong with that. Yes. I have very much noticed that. No, what I try to do, double A, is I try to run auctions. Normally I'll do them on Sunday nights because I can go many hours with it. What I can do is I normally will try to run that in place of doing like a break night, is what I'll try to do. So, but I have done it before. It's worked out very well. I'm at a point where I'm definitely looking into potentially doing some consignment for auctions on here, as well, aside from doing breaks, and kind of expand out. So, that is absolutely something I'm very much looking into. I'm trying to figure out the ways to really try to go around and start that. So that is something that I am working on, but because the auctions, a lot of what I've done has just been stuff I've had around that, it's not going into my PC that I'm just looking to just move. So What are the best suggestions that you've seen, John? Let's use this time and let's all help each other here. Let's help each other. So I'm absolutely okay with using this time since I don't have anything full and just talking. So let's fill something if we can. Does the description do anything as well, John? It is easy. Yes, I have found that myself. I have very much found that myself. I'm going to grab my notebook and write some of this stuff down. Okay. Do you use a light box? You scan them? I know some people that do. I know some people that don't, just because it can get a little cumbersome in that aspect. Okay. Yeah, because like for me, I can tell you like my setup, I've actually got lights that are mounted into my wall that I use. So for me, I have a lot of flooding light down against here and then my background. So that's one thing that I very much take pride in. I believe that I believe in high production quality. That's why you see the opening video the way you do. Little video I run in the beginning is I've taken what I've learned over the years working in the wrestling industry, especially from a production standpoint, and I believe in high quality. You know, I don't ever want to be someone that's just shooting at a blank wall. So, that's why, my shot, and it can be hard, especially on the chromium cards, AA, trying to pull off the glare in that nature. Definitely can be a hindrance. We'll put that there just because. Yeah, that's one thing I've learned, especially in building my studio here, is that you get what you pay for. I definitely have learned that is something that has. It is definitely, if you're willing to make the investment, you will get out of it. And that's why, like, when I was streaming from Chicago last week, it was where I tried to replicate what you guys see here in my studio in Chicago. It took some investment to make that happen. It very much took some investment to make that happen. So you get what you pay for, basically. Is the best way I can put it. So you absolutely get what you pay for. Like I made the big upgrade at the beginning of the year and moved up from just like a little webcam up to shooting with a full camera. Like I have a mirrorless camera with like interchangeable lenses. Like I took the step up, and that I picked up from my just from learning around. I wanted just something clear, crisp looking. So everything you guys see with me is just taking those little elements that I've learned over time and trying to apply them in. So right. Say hi there. So we got the spots. We can do this. If there's something someone wants, we can do. I'm throwing up options. Options, what we can do to rip something today. So but John, congratulations on 20 on 20 on 20 sales. That's fantastic. I think as ISO as a platform grows, we'll be a lot better. I definitely think it is the future because I do believe in community, and raising tides raise all ships. So throwing out some social media while we're here as well. Get out that we are streaming. So even though I didn't have anything full, I still wanted to stream today. I want to keep the consistency. And if we use it as an ask the ref, I don't have a problem with that either. Once again, we all share, we all ride. If I was a gamer or something, I'd stream and say, "Hey, I'm gaming" or whatever. I would say do that, but I don't game or anything. I don't have the time. Don't have the time for it. So, what are we looking for today, guys? And we got a few people in here. We got a few people in here. I've got 3 orders off at PSA right now. Crossing fingers they come back. All right. Let me try to throw up some music too, actually, while I'm at it. Let's see here. Double A, if you're looking for a if you are looking for a good light box, I'll see if I can give you some recommendations. I'll have to find the one that I did. I'll have to find the one that I have. I haven't used it as much though as I've moved over. As I put in the new lights in my studio. Right. Absolutely. Yeah, we'll do. Actually, I'll go find it here while we're working right now. And that's I've got some chrome that we can do. I've got the Ben Baller. It's 2 boxes. Hey, CJ. I've got 2 boxes. It's the Ben Baller break, a box of 21 and a box of 22 with 2 of Ben Baller chrome with 2 boxes of 23 chrome as a 4-box mixer. So we're filling that now, filling the Prism, filling the Bowman Sapphire. Got options available. If there's something you guys are wanting, I am all for hearing ideas. So other than that, while we're doing that, we can hobby chat. What's interesting for you guys in the hobby this week? What do you guys, what's looking interesting this week? Is anybody looking at the new, the 22 Chrome Platinum Anniversary that's out tomorrow? It's 22, not 23. They're a year behind on that. Is anybody interested in that, or have you guys seen it? It's it's the same format as the 21 from a year ago, or a year or so ago. You got 2 light boxes coming. What interests you about that, Double A? Because I've seen a ton of the 21, but it's like a 700 card checklist. But what interests you about that product, Double A? Okay. So Mantle and those guys, along with what would be Wander, what would be the 22? So Wander, J-Rod, Wit Torque. Yeah, is it the same? I think it's the same design as last year, actually. It's that old 50, the 52 design. Let's take a look at it. 1953. Yeah, it's 53 this year. So it's 52 last year. It's 53 this year. Yeah, such a large checklist. I mean, the a cream and gold refractor. Okay. So they got some different so the parallels, some of them are hobby specific, but the parallels are dual colored parallels this year. That's very interesting. Yeah, I haven't considered. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if I don't know if I'm going to get it. It intrigues me the fact that it's 22 and 22, speaks for itself. Yeah. I think it's 50 and 100 for hobby, which is still not bad. You get 1 auto. But these dual refractor parallels seem really interesting, actually. There's a cream and blue, dual to 99, cream and red to 5. From what I can see here. Rose gold and cream, white and orange. So in the base parallels, there's a few more of them, a cream and fuchsia, white and green. So these dual color refractors actually they intrigue me. Very much do they intrigue me. A little simpler. Yeah. You're telling me, Double A. You're telling me, man. The hits keep on rolling. And the ones that were here during National definitely were, they just got overlooked, except for Chrome Baseball, because everybody was ripping that. Because everybody was ripping that. But I know, like, for me, because I collect WWE, I do WWE, I do wrestling as well as other sports. And Select came out Friday at National, and it, besides the big guys like in myself, because I knew it was coming out, it got overlooked until this past week, and now it's really starting to pick up now. But yeah, it was just a lot. So how many cards on the base list this year? Is it still 700? 500 this year in the base set. $500, 25 image variations, and 130 autos. It's a pretty healthy auto checklist, truth be told. Hey, Tom, how are you? Hello to you, my friend. How's your Tuesday going? Busy. Just trying to get things doing. But I didn't have anything full for today, but I still wanted to come on. One thing I really want to start hammering on is I want to start being more consistent with during the weeks. So even if it's just for a little bit on Tuesdays, if we feel something, great. But start that way. We know we have Tuesday as our backup, and everything's not just on Sunday nights. Sunday night was great. Enjoyed Sunday night so much. Between doing the mixer on Sunday and then doing Select. So hopefully if Select fills for Sunday night, we're going to do a watch along. And we will do a watch along. So 2 to 3 hours. But it will be, but that'll be fun. We'll throw something on, we'll throw a pay-per-view on. I've always wanted to start doing watch alongs. So I try doing with sports too, like baseball. I mean, you just can't stream it obviously because of copyright issues, but I know the workaround for that to make sure we're all watching it together. So, I like that idea. So, and then want to start really working into, trying to do some other crops. I know I talked about auctions earlier on in the stream too. So any good pickups this week, Tom? You should have a box coming from me, actually. Any good pickups this week, anybody that we've had this week? Dude, as I was packing it up, I was just like, man, that was some really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. You did really well. Chrome, I think, as a product this year is great. Mags upon more mags. Yeah, I think you had 3 mags from me? 3 of them were in mags, if I'm not mistaken. 4. Yeah, 4. You hit straight for the jugular, trying, and Chrome didn't disappoint from being in Chicago. Like, it was great. I still can't. Me too. When mags and when slabs show up, right? Mags and slabs. So, are you keeping? Are you going to keep all the mag stuff, or are you going to grade it? You're going to grade it? Have you figured that out yet? They look clean, man. Like, I looked at, like, they look clean. There's obviously, you're always going to get ones with chrome that look like the wheel went straight over the card. But for those, they looked really good. They looked really good. Yeah, I haven't seen too much of it yet, at least from a PSA end of things. I haven't seen too much of it. But is it sticking to 9s and 10s basically? We're not seeing any 6s. Good. Good. I hope that 1 to 199 comes back a 10. That'll be great. That would be massive if it did. Hey, Spencer. Hey, Mike. Welcome in, guys. So as people are filing in here, as people are coming in, so here's the plan. I'll kind of recap. But Tom, to put a bow on what you said, I'd send that one, the 1 to 199 away. I'd absolutely send that one. Full stop. Because that one looked real clean. I think you got a good chance on that one. My opinion. Hope I'm not wrong. So we got the one box. So there's 10 spots in this, 35 a spot. If we fill that, we'll rip this. I've got the Bowman Sapphire 22, random tiered break, 2 tiers. One spot, get you a team on each tier. That's up for today. Just a light day. And then honestly, we're just talking. You could say this is talking shop, talking hobby shop at least. So I would absolutely send that to 199 away. I've got 2 orders at PSA totaling 18 cards. I got a Cam Luna Refractor 150 auto as part of that, but I got a bunch of the big select stuff there. Did Saturday ruin it for you, Spencer? With what they did on Saturday night? people, that'll change though. Tom, you know between you and me, you know it will. Yeah, I had so many hits, like high end hits out of select WWE, Tom. I had so many that it just it had to happen. So I mean, I did out of 18, 15 of them had to go at the 20-day turnaround because of established value. The other, I had 3 that had to go 10-day turnaround because of established value. So I think there's some definite opportunity. Thanks. I'm hoping for the best. They look real clean when I looked at them. So one of them was and because this video is already up on my Zebra Breaks channel, it's ringside, or field level for those who follow football. Ringside, same thing for wrestling. John Cena gold to 10. So last sale on that was a 22 one that was like close to $700 ungraded. Yeah. So I pulled my first multi-case hit out of that too. Pulled a color wheel. So we got color wheels for the first time in Select this year. So pulled my first color wheel. So as someone who experiences football working at the shop, I see people hit color wheels out of football and the kabooms from Absolute. So it was finally time. I finally got lucky enough and got one of those big multi-case hits in a color wheel. So I was very stoked with it. And for the price point for what it is per box, it's a great for me, it was a great rip. It was a great rip for me. So it's something I enjoy. And as a baseball collector this year for me, I'm a Reds fan, so there's not a whole lot for us to be chasing this year. So it's all roads to next year. All roads to next year for Ellie and Encarnacion Strand being the 2 big rookies to anchor Reds products next year. It's going to cost me a lot. Yes, could not have said it better myself. It's going to cost me a lot to go through that, to go down that road. I'm going to have to be very, very selective on how I approach that. All Ellie, all the time. I have 3 Ellies in my collection, and this is it. Because my Bowman luck is just bad. I think I'm going to see him in September, potentially. Nice. I'm going to be in Cincy this weekend, actually. Yeah, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. But I have 3 of his Bowman firsts. I have a Mojo, and then I have 2 paper parallels. I think there is. I haven't seen the talk. Tom, you probably know better than I do on Choreo. I'm assuming if they're bent on trying to do everything they can to win the division, because I think they're a few games ahead now. I know the Reds have fallen off, and that's for certain. I know the Reds have fallen off, but I mean, I kind of expected to figure out where the bottom is. I mean, where the cliff was with the Reds. Yeah, because they were very specific on what they wanted. And this goes back to the ownership issue I've been preaching about for years now, is that ownership is not willing to spend money. And by spend money, I mean, they're not willing to spend to go get rental pitching. It's not anemic against the Reds, Tom. We can't beat them. We can't beat them. Yeah, Cubs coming on strong. But the Reds basically said they were looking for pitching. Yeah, you're the only team that's played us well this year. Like, we have winning records against everybody else except the Brewers, which is the one team we need to have one against. The Reds were not willing to get no, we're only a game and a half back. That's not that bad. They wanted pitching that they could control for years. So they wanted good rookie starting pitching, and nobody was willing to give up for it. That's what they wanted. So they wanted pitchers with years of control, and nobody was given that. And when you're in a playoff race, you need that. You need pitching that can do it now. And they were just not there. So, I mean, we're 3 games back in the wild card. Yeah, and the thing is this, AA is they're not willing to give it up. They're not willing to give up the prospects. Full stop. Because that means eventually they'll have to spend money to get players. So that's just one thing. The Reds want years of control and minimum salary, but yet they want to compete while still having that same mindset, and that's not how it works. The Reds got lucky this year, and I'm as a lifelong Reds fan, I can say it. We got lucky with the amount of good talent. The only thing I would think they'd be willing to give up would be Jonathan India. There was a lot of talk about that India would have been a big guy on the block, but it came down to they weren't going to give him up unless they could get premium pitching with years of control. Exactly, Mike. Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head with that. Is this they wanted premium pitching with and years of control, and that just doesn't exist. Or there's nobody willing to give that up. So what are you going to do? Yep. Well, AA, here's what's going to happen. This is the way the Reds operate. We'll have, Elly may be the exception to the rule. If he has the leadership quality, I could see them giving him a long-term deal and kind of making him the next leader of the club, kind of like Votto is now when Votto retires. But outside of that, here's what'll happen is we'll have them for 4 years until they're arbitration eligible. If the Reds win arbitration, we get the 5th year. If not, they trade them away for nothing. Or for cash and players to be named later. Or maybe prospects that may turn out. Mike, I think you're the only person that thinks that. I can tell you in my Cincinnati sports chat, there's not a lot of love for Will Benson. Yes, AA. Now, from a trading card standpoint, his stuff's low. His stuff's cheap. Yeah, it's just it's the times that we've needed him. I guess that clutch situation stuff, he hasn't really come through. So yeah, that's the Reds. So fun fact, I didn't look at it for this year, but I looked at it for last season. So we had the 28. This is true, Mike. Yeah, that's exactly where the Reds are when you don't. Yeah, that's exactly the situation. When you don't pay, you need a lot of not being that bad. In 2022, the 2022 season, I did a video on this on my Zebra Breaks channel. So that was the last season of 28 people on the roster, under the COVID restrictions and all that good jazz. 28 spots. The Reds had 21 of 28 players making league minimum. And Griffey Jr. was the third highest paid player on the team, and he hasn't played for us in 20 years. I can look up this year's. That's why the Reds dumped as much as they did, and we ended up getting Novelli in that trade with Seattle, is because basically what happened was that as soon as the new CBA was signed, the Reds voted against it, and they got rid of everybody. They got rid of everybody, and that's how we landed guys like Novelli, Novelli, and I think we drafted Cabrera. I know we drafted Carlos Jorge. We drafted Ellie. So there's some draft luck there. So right now, on contract for the Reds, we have 1, 2, we have 11 people that we're paying on that are making more than league minimum. And a couple of them we traded. Yeah. So our highest paid player this year is, of course, Joey Votto at $22.5 million. Hunter Green is in his extension, 6 years, $53 million, so $8.8 a year. And then we have Curt Casali, who is he on the injured list? CIL right now? Yeah. Curt Casali's on the IL, and he's not even our starter. Casali's on the IL, third highest player of the team at 3.2. Kevin Newman, Luke Weaver, Senzel, who Senzel's on a 1-year, 1.9. And then Buck Farmer and Lucas Sims. Newman, Senzel, Farmer, and Sims are all up for arbitration at the end of the season. Then, so listen to this. So here's all the guys the Reds have that are pre-arbitration, and are making league minimum. Yep, we have Encarnacion Strand as well. Yep. India, Tyler Stevenson, Fraley, Vladimir Gutierrez. Fraley and Gutierrez in India are all on the IL. Lodolo, Connor Overton. We have Alexis Diaz at league minimum. Ashcraft league minimum. Friedel league minimum. Benson league minimum. Ellie league minimum. Ben Lively league minimum. He's on the IL. Encarnacion Strand, McLean, Abbott, Williamson, all making league minimum of 700, and starts at 720. And then I think there's small increments there. So when all but 10, so we have 37 players right now that are on contract with us. Obviously, we have the 25-man roster, but we have so many people injured. We got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 people. So that's 26 with guys that are out hurt. So this is a little bloated and inflated when you look at it. But, and all these guys are in their 20s. Buck Farmer's 32. Newman's 30. Casali's 34. Votto's 39. Votto's older than me. But everyone else is, I think, 31 for Sam Maul. Ben Lively's 31. Everyone else is in their 20s. So, so what's going to happen is that they are going to, and by the way, the majority of these guys that are on these league minimum deals, it's 2-way deals. The only person who has any kind of a no trade clause or anything is Votto, obviously, as the vet. He's the only veteran contract we have. Everybody's in year 2 or 3 of arbitration, or they're pre-arbitration in rookie contracts. It's wild. It's wild to see. Only one vet contract, and that is Joey Votto at 22 and a half. Yep. Yeah, I'm using Sport Track, guys, as my reference point too, if you guys haven't seen it. So, and they break down the waiver options and your status. So, yeah, he's the only vet contract we have. That tells you all you need to know. That's why the Reds didn't go get pitching at the trade deadline. It's not the pitching they want. It's not the pitching that fits in with them not spending. So our active payroll So this is the deal the Reds got themselves into. We're still paying on guys who are no longer with the team. So we're paying Griffey almost 3.6. We're still paying on Moustakas right now. We're still paying on Will Myers, Lee Sessa, and Joe Kunal, who are all no longer with the team. So when you look at the Reds' overall payroll, between our active payroll and our guys that are on injured list, so the guys who are currently with the team, and let me get a calculator here. Is just under $58 million. We're paying $32 million in retained salary. And that's because we are paying Moustakas $22 million. And that is through 2024. Hey, Hobby Collector, how are you? And that is through 2024. So we're hit with that again next year. Or well, its average is 16. We're paying 22. So, but it was 4 years at 64. I have some NBA stuff, like some rips if you're wanting to do some rips, Hobby Collector. But I don't collect NBA primarily. I'm a very new NBA fan in general, just because where I've lived, we didn't have NBA teams. So I've got like 3 or 4 Monopoly blaster boxes sitting over here on my shelf. So yeah, so we're paying Moose. So we're eating a lot. So that's why our salary is as high as it is. It's because what it looks at when you look at it on the whole, we're up to like $95 million. So we're nowhere near luxury tax. What's the luxury tax number? The luxury tax number is $233 million. So we're not even halfway there on the whole when you look at it. So if you didn't include Moose's contract, we'd probably have the lowest payroll in baseball. Maybe second only to Oakland. But we're eating $22 million of his deal. And are we paying for him next year? Part of me thinks we're not paying for him next year. Doesn't show it, so maybe this is the last year. I don't know. So we've got the Prism one box serial number, guys. We've got some other cheaper rips if we want to do it. We got the Monopoly Blasters. We got the Bowman. If we're not, I mean, we've been here for an hour. So I know we've been talking a lot, salaries and stuff like that. And that's cool. I'm good with it, of just being here, to talk to everybody. So but my hope is that we'll have the watch along on Sunday. We can go from there. So has this been good? Has everybody like this? I know there's only 9 people here. So cool. Yeah. Yeah, and it's not like different on Sundays where we know we're coming in with a plan, basically. Reds are rolling 13 pitchers. Holy Lord, that's a lot of pitchers. A lot of pitchers. But yeah, the Reds are rolling on, next to nothing, basically. The less they can pay everyone, the better. But it doesn't mean that they're going to be contending. So that's why we're a game and a half back. And that is why they've fallen off, is they just couldn't make the moves because they full stop didn't want to. Deb Palello, how are you? Welcome in. Happy to have you here. So we have options. That we can rip. We can also interactive talk. We can also do that as well. So anybody pick up any interesting finds this week? Anything good? Anybody picked any good pickups this week? Really? Yeah. Yeah, Andres Munoz. What'd you get? Wow. Okay. Yeah, it goes along with that the football line. Quarterbacks over everything. You can chase the big QBs, and that's it. So, all right. Well, I will do a better job of trying to promo it out for next week, because if I don't have anything on Tuesday, then I will just do something on Tuesday afternoon. We'll do this again. So, do an hour. So, that'll do it for me, guys. I will bop off here. So, we're all roads to Sunday. We'll see if we can get this all filled for Sunday. Watch along Sunday if select fills. We will run it all. So that'll do it for me, guys. I'm heading out. I appreciate everybody. Appreciate all the few of you that were in here chatting for this. I'll have to come up with a little bit of a better format for Tuesday afternoon. Thank you, Spencer. I appreciate you, buddy. So that'll do it for me, guys. I will see you guys on Sunday night. We'll come up with a time, but it'll probably be 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, most likely. So round of third and heading for home. See you guys on Sunday.